It's a rainy but wonderful Monday morning, Grenada. It's exactly 25 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock. Good morning to you. It is Monday. It's the 13th day of the month of December. 12 days in counting towards the 25th, towards Christmas. Good morning to you, those of you here at home, across the region, in other parts of the diaspora. It's a wet Monday. But we're alive and we're happy, we've been merry. We give God thanks for having sustained us over the weekend and allowing us to be here, part of the living. Enjoying the experience of life as it is. Another great day when we decide to set our focus on productivity, becoming better individuals. And we certainly hope wherever you are, and those of you here, wherever you are, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, depending on which part of the diaspora you are. I'm Joseph Cadore, and I'm here to keep you company until 10. We hear the children laughing. We start off this day with the word of the day. And the word of the day is enigma. And enigma is a noun, and it is spelled E-N-I-G-M-A. And what or who is an enigma? So an enigma is someone or something that is difficult to understand or explain. To his friends, he was always something of an enigma. One of the great enigmas of our time. So let's put it this way for you. So are you an enigma? A person who is described as an enigma is a bit of a mystery. You never know what that person is really thinking or what he or she, his or her motives are for doing anything. An enigma is not easily understood, especially because he or she is very confusing. They have a very confusing mixture of qualities that seems to be in opposition to another. For example, the attention-seeking musician, the attention-seeking but musician, or a brilliant lawyer who gets lost driving home from the supermarket. You're possibly trying to figure. Now, the word enigma originally referred not to people but to words, and specifically to words that formed a riddle or complicated metaphor that tested the listeners or readers' alertness and cleverness. And it is Christmas. The word of the day for today, the 13th day of December, enigma, E-N-I-G-M-A, and it is a noun. And let's all be merry as we continue to look through the day. Let's look at the thought of the day as we do every day. Failure is the opportunity to begin again intelligently, and that's a thought from Henry Ford. Failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. Do something different. Failure is not the end. It's an opportunity to readjust, reevaluate, and get it done a different way. That's just one of the thoughts for today. I offer you another thought of the day, and it is that if you are positive, you will see opportunities instead of obstacles. And that's where you start over. That's what positivity is about. There's no failure. What you see is an opportunity instead of an obstacle. And this one comes to you from Confucius. So you may have, for some reason, that you didn't quite get it right. But it isn't the end of the world, I promise you. It isn't the end of the world. It's just an opportunity for you to reassess, re-gauge, reconsider, recommit yourself to the task at hand. And that's what you need to do this morning. Looking at just some basic health tips as I offer it to you every day. Tip of the day, health-wise. Water. Drink up for refreshed skin, Water flushes away toxins, it brings nutrition to the cell, and supports organ functioning. A little bit of water. I've got mine right here. You probably should get yours as well. What's the plan for today as we keep our eyes on the clock? 20 minutes onto the hour into the morning time. The morning edition comes up in just under 2 to 3 minutes, and then I will rejoin you on the other side of the clock. That's somewhere around 50 minutes past the hour. Then we link up with Dextor Lendore from his side of SVGA. To alert you of, to inform you of the resumption of their services. And then at 8 o'clock, the Bulletin of News. To the Point is at 9 with clinical psychologist, Dr. Augustine Panchu. And today we'll be looking at managing and coping with the stress of Christmas, the season, having to do with everything, whether or not it's just temptation to spend excessively or whatever the case might be. That conversation is going to be at 9 o'clock. But in the meantime, I just want to get you through the morning, Grenada. And for those of you that is on radio and on television, when we break for the radio news, you'll get a recap of the top stories from the weekend review. We continue to push ourselves to the next level. It doesn't matter where you are at this point in time of your life. It's not where you're intended to be. You're just in transit. Push beyond your boundaries, Grenada. The morning edition is next.
Police have confirmed to GBN that a 52-year-old man is the victim of a homicide in Montreal St. Patrick. However, this was not the only incident that left families in grief. Head of the Community Relations Department, Trevor Rodney, spoke with Crystalina John and gave a run-up of last weekend's incidences.
This past weekend was marred with incidents of crime ranging from hanging in St. Andrew, a homicide in St. Patrick, and chopping in St. George. GBN first received news of a suspected suicide in Post Royal, St. Andrew. According to police,
investigated.
This was not the only incident of crime that left families mourning. A teenager is in police custody assisting investigators following the death of 52-year-old Reginald Howell, aka Police. Preliminary investigations revealed that prior to this incident, tension was brewing between the deceased and his apparent killer.
The police, CID, the SOTES, they are investigating a homicide at Montreal St. Patrick, where one man is in custody, a 19-year-old male is in custody as we speak, in connection with that incident. Of course, he's been questioned, and as the evidence is gathered and assessed, certainly if he violates the law, he will be charged. Of course, a postmortem was ordered and should be done today to determine the cause of death.
In a separate incident, 2 men are presently warded at the General Hospital after a serious chopping incident occurred in New Hampshire, St. George. ASP Rodney said no arrest was made. However, this is likely after the men are released from hospital. He also spoke about other wounding incidents that occurred.
2 male individuals are warded at the General Hospital nursing wounds as a result of this incident, and investigations are continuing in this matter to determine what happened and whether the law was violated, and if so, obviously charges will be brought. against these individuals. Has been some other minor infractions, minor in the sense that they are not life-threatening as such, but we've seen some incident of causing harm. And we are concerned as law enforcement with the causing harm. Because they are what we call offenses against the person, they are brought up. They are brought up front for to be noted.
Christelina John, GBN News.
On the political front, the National Democratic Congress is making moves to have its caretakers selected, and the former interim political leader of the party seems to be taking the lead by stepping aside. In a statement issued by the party late Tuesday reads, and I quote, "As part of the process of beginning the selection of candidates to the contest next general election, the NDC is pleased to announce that the current caretakers for St. David has stepped down as the caretaker in the light of the express." Can we please do that over? Meanwhile, government said it is in the process of salvaging the archive at the St. George's National Library. Sherry Blackman Stephen brought us an update with the plans as outlined by the Education Minister, Emmeline Pierre, in her 2022 budget presentation.
Education Minister Emmeline Pierre says documents at the National Public Library will soon be available online through a project in partnership with UNESCO.
Mr. Speaker, the Grenville Library is now going to be contained within the Grenville complex that is in the tendering stage. And Mr. Speaker, once construction is completed, there will be in that facility a house for the Grenville Library, modern library facility, Mr. Speaker, that our young people can take advantage of.
Minister Pierre, in her presentation on the 2022 budget, said government has been providing significant support to public libraries throughout Grenada, despite a reduction in usage of these facilities. The two main libraries, the one in St. George and the other in Grenville, have not been in use for a long time, and she says the condition of these buildings will soon be addressed.
In the case of St. George's, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Education has been working with Ministry of Infrastructure to identify the funds. Very expensive, massive project. You want to maintain the heritage. You want to maintain certain things that cost more. Mr. Speaker, we had one source identified. That source has not come through. The Minister of Works has given the assurance that another project is identified where this initiative is going to be captured. Mr. Speaker, we are going to be working aggressively in 2022 to restore the St. George's Library.
Even bigger plans for the St. George's National Library and Archival Repository.
Through a project with UNESCO, most of the materials in there have already gone digital, Mr. Speaker, and we would be moving to ensure it's online. Mr. Speaker, the government of Grenada, through Ministry of ICT, would pick up and are in the process, the remaining documents. While we seek additional support from UNESCO, Mr. Speaker, we are working locally as well to complete that process. So it means all of the documents that we are concerned about, they would be taken care of. And guess what? We would soon be able, Mr. Speaker, to access them online. Mr. Speaker, moving analog to digital, we said yesterday. Mr. Speaker, we facilitate in the same process through our public library.
The St. George's National Library was damaged by Hurricane Ivan in 2004, and a subsequent termite infestation forced its closure in 2011. Cherry Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Bedridden at 17 due to a spinal injury, a mother pained by her daughter's suffering and lack of mobility at a young age is doing what any mother would do to see her child on her feet again. Christelina John spoke with Desiree McQueen about her daughter's surgery, which was scheduled for last Friday.
Desiree McEwen is seeking you, the general public's assistance. Her daughter, 17-year-old Siobhan Pascal of Grandin's Housing Scheme St. George, was once a promising athlete. However, due to spinal injury, she is now bedridden and in need of urgent surgery. Ms. McEwen says that for months her daughter has been complaining of back pain, something she thought might go away with a little warm application. Her daughter's complaints did not stop, and so she was advised to seek medical advice.
Going to the doctor, she had a little swelling on the hip, and he wanted to narrow it down to where the problem stemmed from. So he did a few x-ray on her, and upon doing all the x-ray, they figured out where the problem was her back. Apparently she had a chip dice or catheter in her back that got a little crack, and nobody knew about it. So basically it was there and deteriorating over a period of time, and it get worse. As you know, the little dice and them that keep the spine upright, apparently one of them had a little chip, so it was leaking.
Surgery is scheduled for this Friday, according to Ms. McEwen, and as this is her only child, she is hoping for a miracle. To make the surgery a reality, Ms. McEwen is pleading for assistance from the general public to help her daughter regain mobility.
Actually, she's my only child, so then you understand where I'm coming from. The mother, I'm praying for a Christmas miracle to get her back on her feet, because we have been assured once the surgery is done, so her spine could take, because she has movement in the hands, she can move the foot, but she just cannot, force the spine, and the spine keeps the body upright. So she's scheduled for an emergency surgery. Now we are fortunate that the surgeons will be coming here, so she's scheduled to do the surgery at SAM. Officially, we got the 17th as the date to get her surgery done, but upon the physicians and the surgeons reaching here, the date was changed on us to the 10th, which is Friday coming. So we out here just asking for any contribution or any aid that, anybody could give us, any form, any entity, any contribution you get to go far, because the fund we're looking to raise $18,250 US, which is equivalent to around $50,000 US.
Siobhan, though bedridden, remains optimistic and is adding her voice to her cause.
I really appreciate those who can really help, because I really want to get back on my feet and help my mom around the house, because since I get this injury, she's been on her feet and she has not been able to get proper sleep at night, because sometimes I have pain or swelling to my hips or my knees, and she might have to run in the room and come and give me tablets, put warm water so you can cool down and then stuff.
Thus far, Ms. McEwen says they have accumulated $10,000 EC from contributions. Kristalina John, GBN News.
Restrictions are imposed on the unvaccinated entering Esplanade Mall in St. George's when cruise ships are in port. Just how do locals feel about this? Well, we'll find out in this Kristalina John report.
Grenada of the Seas made its way into the St. George's Cruise Terminal Monday, the day another restriction took effect for the unvaccinated. As of today, Monday, December 6, 2021, the Esplanade Mall will be opened and accessible to only fully vaccinated persons, and that's during the period that cruise passengers are present. Today, many were turned back because of their vaccination status. Mixed reactions at this announcement, as some persons attempted to enter the Esplanade Mall and were turned away by security guards stationed at the entry point.
I attempt to get in, and the guys, security say, I can't come in because you're not vaccinated. Thank you so much. We need in a country, in our island, to stand up and say no to this, right? It is wrong. A foreigner introduces in our country, right? This is oppression on your people. This is no respect for the people of our nation. So I'm calling on the Minister of National Security, which our Prime Minister, to look into this, and this has to solving of this problem has to take place.
One man sees this as having a negative impact on businesses patronized mostly by locals.
I think it's a kind of way of trying to restrain the virus spread, but it's affecting people because the locals can't go in to buy ice cream, they can't go in to get pizza from that end, or, you know what I mean? So it's affecting people that want to go and shop for clothes, like to do
Understanding the seriousness of COVID-19, some people are in agreement with the restrictions, citing this as a means of protecting the unvaccinated and believe it should be seen in a positive light.
So I want to say that's a good idea. The tourists who come in will use that passageway in the Esplanade Mall, and there will be created a firewall between the locals and the Esplanade Mall. I think that would keep us safe. I am very worried indeed that we have opened up in the way that we have, but our choices are so limited. Our economy is so constricted that we really must depend on these visitors. So I think that the health officials in Grenada made a very wise decision.
Christelina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the COVID-19 Committee, Anthony Boswin, welcomes a $6 million allocation with plans for a massive vaccination campaign throughout the country. Sherry and Blackman Stephen reports.
Chairman of the COVID-19 Committee, Anthony Boswin, wants a massive vaccination campaign throughout the country to improve the country's COVID-19 vaccinated numbers. He said the biggest problem in Grenada is vaccine hesitancy, especially in the rural parishes.
That in the rural areas, among the poor, they are the least vaccinated. And when you look at the deaths, 200 deaths, 97% of those were not vaccinated. Significant proportion from the rural areas. Mr. Speaker, we cannot underestimate the importance of vaccination as a major determinant of the success or failure of this budget.
He said that a $6 million allocation given to the Ministry of Health to address the COVID-19 situation will be used to undertake a massive campaign.
The country is to be restored to a state of normalcy. We must improve on the vaccine uptake. And therefore, I see this special allocation has been critical to undertaking a massive vaccine promotion. This, Mr. Speaker, ought to be given special consideration, especially in the rural areas of our country where the level of vaccination is very low.
Mr. Boswin also informed government that he wants to see a greater attention given to improving health facilities in the rural parishes. Finance Minister Gregory Boeing agreed to the need for Grenadians to take the COVID-19 vaccine.
The economy could close down again. The risk of keeping us afloat lies in our best choice of being vaccinated. Mr. Speaker, you hear what is coming. We do not have an economic flywheel with such a grand inertia that we could withstand many of these waves.
The latest figures released show that Grenada has 68 active COVID-19 cases, of which 1 is new and 2 remain hospitalized. 34,876 people are fully vaccinated and 5,963 are partially vaccinated.
It is therefore imperative for us to heed that call and for all of us to be ready and prevent a second or third wave. We have fought the good fight, we have come through, but all our beautiful plans will not materialize, Mr. Speaker, if we do not heed the cry and get ourselves vaccinated so that we can continue, Mr. Speaker.
There are 3 COVID vaccines available to the general public: AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. Sherian Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Physical violence, threats, controlling behavior, and being disrespectful are no-nos in any relationship. Parenting together after a breakup can be difficult, but always speak and behave in ways you would want your children to speak and act. You cannot control what your ex-partner does, but you can control how you choose to respond to your ex and what behaviors you display to your children. Parents, display behaviors you will want your children to learn. A respectful child begins with you. Step up your parenting game. My family matters.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get going.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound, and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
Let's get tough on breed your larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all people, for police for them thieving fellas. To all families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels, and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop radio larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask up, wash your hands up, and practice social distance. This is we chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on, let we fall in line. We want to come back to with social life. There is vaccine.
message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
Grenada, we want you to get ready. The whole of the Dry Island for the housing census 2021. Yeah, this is a call to the nation. I have some information. It's important. I want everyone join us in support of this census. So come here, let's count the population to give the right amount we need you on board. The entire public, your support, we really need it. AI, starting from the 15th of September, help us count every number. Yeah, to improve the life of the people. We need information, calling out to the nation. We don't want to leave anyone out. So for we get the statistics, you got to partake in it. Yeah, cause the nation depend on you, on you, on you. Grenada depend on you, on you, on you. Caribou depend on you. Hey, BT Matnik too. We need all of you. Yeah.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound, and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
state-of-the-art Ultratech gasoline and diesel. Available only at Rubis stations.
Welcome to Voyager, your favorite home goods store. Visit us today at our upstairs branch for the best variety in curtains, bedside lamps, Christmas decor, throw pillows, blankets, bathroom sets, and so much more. Downstairs you will find all your home good items at the best prices. We hope to see you soon.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 GB daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 GB daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in my Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. Register now to get the Grenlec app release date and enter to win $100 credit towards your bill. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a message from the Ministry of Health. If you or a family member suspect that you may have contracted COVID-19 and are displaying symptoms, please immediately self-isolate at home. This means that you must also avoid all contact with other members of your household. Do not visit hospitals or health centers, as this creates the potential for further spread of the virus, and it puts additional persons at risk when you come into contact with them. Your best course of action is to call the COVID-19 hotline at 458-4787 or 538-4787, or contact your nearest health center or medical station. Once your information has been received, health officials will come to you. Help prevent the spread of COVID-19. This has been a message from the Ministry of Health.
This is Island Life. Let us inspire you as we showcase our love for design, food,
This is a plastic bag. From February 1st, these bags are not to be used when shopping for food. So here's what you should do. Refuse plastic. Instead, bring your own reusable shopping bags and say goodbye to plastic. Choose to refuse plastic. Walk with your reusable shopping bags and help protect pure Grenada from plastic pollution. A message from the Ministry of Climate Resilience.
Greetings everyone. I hope this message meets you and yours in the best of health as we join in encouraging all to act responsibly.
COVID-19 presents the most serious
and deadly challenge any of us will experience in our lifetimes.
We must act now.
We need to keep the Caribbean safe.
We can all help to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Please stay at home.
So Caribbean people, please stay home. Caribbean people, please stay at home.
Please stay home. It's that simple. This too shall pass. But for now, stay home.
Stay in your yard. Stay home, stay safe.
EC Polymer Notes, our new money.
Here's how you can detect genuine EC polymer notes. Feel. Polymer notes feel smoother than the material from which paper notes are made. Also, the front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you. Look for the clear window at the front and back of each note. This window allows you to see through the notes. If you hold the notes up to the light, you'll see the value of the note in an area of plain colored print. Tilt. A holographic foil is on the $100, $50, and $20. The images move and their colors change when you tilt the notes. Remember, detecting genuine EC polymer notes is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Feel, look, and tilt.
EC Polymer Notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Feel good facts.
Help prevent cold and flu by washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. That's the time it takes to remove most germs. No soap and water? No worries when you've got alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
We know that for many people, life is changing dramatically. My family is no different. My daughter is now taking her classes online from home because her school is closed. For the rest of the world, that even the most severe situation can be turned around. But the experience of cities and countries that have pushed back this virus give hope and courage to the rest of the world. During this difficult time, it's important to continue looking after your physical and mental health. This will not only help you in the long term. First, eat a healthy and nutritious diet, which helps your immune system to function properly. Second, limit your alcohol consumption and avoid sugary drinks. Third, don't smoke. Smoking can increase your risk of developing severe disease if you become infected with COVID-19. Fourth, exercise. WHO recommends 30 minutes of physical activity a day for adults and 1 hour a day for children. If your local or national guidelines allow it, go outside for a walk, a run or a ride, and keep a safe distance from others. If you can't leave the house, find an exercise video online, dance to music, do some yoga, or walk up and down the stairs. If you're working at home, make sure you don't sit in the same position for long periods. Get up and take a 3-minute break every 30 minutes. Fifth, look after your mental health. It's normal to feel stressed, confused, and scared during a crisis. Talking to people you know and trust can help. Supporting other people in your community can help you as much as it does them. Check on neighbors, family, and friends. Compassion is a medicine. Listen to music, read a book, or play a game. And try not to read or watch too much news if it makes you anxious. Get your information from reliable sources once or twice a day. COVID-19 is taking so much from us, but it's also giving us something special, the opportunity to come together as one humanity, to work together, to learn together, to grow together. I thank you.
I think indeed that's the song that has come to represent each and every one of us for the year 2021. Totally buried alive. But as of today, the 13th of December, we are still breathing, we are alive and well. Not just breathing, you are alive and well, and we're still trying to define our destiny. And that's the truth is, no longer do we just exist, but it's about living. And there is a difference, in case you're wondering. There is a difference. Today, we don't just live. We don't just survive, we live. That's what we do. It's not enough just to exist, to coexist. No. In living, there's action and there's purpose to it. So I want to say thank you and welcome back to our viewers on television and those of you wherever you are different across the region, here at home and in the diaspora. Say good morning to those of you that linking us, joining us via our Facebook feed, YouTube channel, or you're probably chiming in via the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd. As we inch closer to the end of the year, as we reflect on the year that was, the impact it has had on businesses, it has had on travel. One of the industries that was no doubt affected was the airlines industry as well, not just across the world, but here at home. And while they might be small in size, it's the expression a little bit taloa. That's probably exactly where this airline I'm going to talk to you, we're going to join the conversation. That's where they fit. But certainly there's no underscoring the importance of the service that they offer, SVG Air. And this morning I have the station manager joining me out on the other side of the globe. Good morning, Dextor. How are you, comrade?
Well, morning to you, Joseph, and of course, I am good. I'm fine, thanks, and I'm hoping that you are the same.
I'm always good. There's never a dull moment with me.
That's good. That's good. I would like to also say good morning to all your viewers and listeners of GBN, and I know it's the Christmas season, so I know a lot of people might be, preparing, the Caribbean style Christmas. So, I want to wish them all the very best, for the season.
What's happening in your neck of the woods, though? You're not getting ready for a Caribbean style?
It doesn't look like that, but nonetheless, God is good. I'm quite hopeful that, things are going to work out and I'll be able to enjoy Caribbean Christmas.
Well, all I'll tell you is that the spirit of the season, it's with us, and if we can export some to you, we will. But at some point, once you get back home, you are going to enjoy it as it is. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We just have to do what we have to do.
I miss this serenading, the paranging, and all this sort of thing. But it's all good with technology. You're probably not there, but you are there, so to speak.
And I guess for a guy like you, where you're not from the main, you're from Carriacou, it takes on a much more special meaning for you, the parang and the serenading.
Absolutely, but it's all good, and I'm quite hopeful. I mean, the most important thing, we have life, and we can celebrate in some form or the other.
We were buried alive for the last year, but we're still here and we're breathing. That's what's important. SVGA was also buried because of COVID, and you were forced to retire your services for a while, suspend your services for a while. But as with everything else, good news, you recently announced the resumption of those services. I know it's all smiles, all smiles for the team. Tell us about the plans going forward.
Well, put it this way, Joseph. It's mild, but notwithstanding the challenges that we've had, over the past 18 months or so, we've been struggling like most businesses, as you would agree, and more importantly, the airline industry, because travel is a very critical, area, and the impact of the COVID on travel has been significant. A lot of the airlines have been struggling. Some of them have not gotten off their feet as yet. We had our fair share. We had some downtime. We came back on with some limited services. We went back. It's a struggle, but by the grace of God, we believe that we are making strides, and we'll be able to get there someday.
Well, certainly with the curve being down, and with the plans to return to normalcy, you made the announcement. Listen, we're open. We're resuming services. What can you tell us about those plans in terms of flights, persons looking to make bookings, and all those sort of things?
Well, Joseph, so let's first of all establish, our contribution over the past 20 years. We've been serving the air bridge between Carriacou and Grenada. And so we've been moving passengers, for business, for pleasure, and so forth on that road. Notwithstanding the fact that, operating an airline is not an easy business, There's a lot that comes in terms of safety and security. We play a lot of, important role in terms of making sure that we, provide a service that is, safe for travelers, and, that they can have the kind of confidence that when they're using the service, they can get there as well. Training of our pilots, our staff, and so has been critical. And notwithstanding all those come with expenses, the maintenance of the aircraft and things like that have been coming with expenses. So essentially, the challenge that you face is that you have those expenses, and if you don't have the volume of passengers moving, you create a little problem. Over the past 20 years, we've been struggling with the industry in terms of really making a profit. But we understand the importance of the service, and so we continue to operate, the service as we go along. COVID came, and so we had some downtime. We had to re-strategize. We had to detail the services for some time. But I'm happy to today, Monday the 13th, we are actually resuming our service with a sort of a limited schedule, so to speak. We are actually offering what we call share chartered services, so that persons who are booking the services are actually contributing to our charter rate, so to speak, because as I said, the cost is not going down. Our fuel price, for example, has been going up and up, so the expenses are there. So we have to look at ways of how we can offer a sustainable business. And so we are offering a share charter services from Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Persons can join our flights in the morning. We leave Grenada at 8 o'clock into Carriacou. We leave Carriacou at 8:30 back to Grenada. And in the afternoon on the Saturdays, that's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we would leave Grenada at 4:30 in the afternoon into Carriacou and out of Carriacou at 5 o'clock. So we give persons a chance to go into Carriacou and conduct some business for a day, or for somebody like you, Joseph, you can spend a couple of days and conduct all that you need to do and get back home to the mainland.
I think that is in fact great news. While there are those, the persons who probably would prefer alternative means of transport, it's not always the most viable one in terms of managing your time. So the individual that doesn't mind, let me just jump on a plane and get up, get back down, and we must, while we're there, we must talk about, of course, once you talk about airlines, there's always questions about your safety records.
Absolutely. We are happy and proud to say that we've been flying that route with no incidents, and we thank God for that. And, the confidence that we have, we have pilots that are well-trained and experienced. So, obviously, that gives them confidence in persons using our service. And the customer service that we have, our team on the ground, our pilots, and everybody, it's a whole team effort to make sure that we take you there in confidence and, an experience, so to speak.
As you talk about the experience, the individuals, if they travel a lot, who would probably prefer to go in one of the big jumbo birds. And there are those, if they travel in one of the smaller units for the first time, they start going, but at the end of the day, though, you get used to it, and there's a sort of comfort that goes with it. You know what? I'm seeing the pilot right there. There's that one-on-one interaction. That makes it fun.
Not only that, Joseph, but you also have an opportunity to ride in the cockpit with the pilot. Right. So even that is... put it this way. We fly the small Islander aircraft. They are pretty small. Yes, I agree. but they are safe aircraft. They're reliable aircraft. They fly altitude of about 3,500 feet. So obviously, the scene that you get, the sights that you see, the west coast, the east coast of Grenada. So it's an experience, as you rightly say. So within 20 minutes, you can get into Carrier Coon. And what a wonderful way. I mean, when the sun is out and, outside is nice and calm, you can see everywhere over the, Grenada on the west coast, or whether we pass on the east coast, you can enjoy the scenery as you go along.
And I agree. That's one of the things that I haven't done it before. That you wait for it. Initially, you're like, okay, and then you're like, nice. I can do this every time. I can really do this. I can really do this every time. I mean, we talk about the increasing cost of the industry, and I guess persons might be thinking, wow. Gas prices going up. Yes, government making the intervention to stabilize the price of gasoline and diesel. There probably might be questions about cost of tickets and all those sort of things. People might be wondering what's happening with your prices.
Well, I'll put it this way, Joseph. Unfortunately, we do not use gasoline. We do not use diesel. We use what is called aviation fuel, which is actually much more expensive. It's about $22 a gallon of that particular fuel. So it's very expensive. And, we have to use that type of fuel to operate. So obviously the cost, and you mentioned that, with maintenance and so forth, everyday things are going up. We use this Islander aircraft, which is a sort of old but reliable aircraft. And so the parts has become very expensive. We have to source them far away. And so all those costs have been increasing day after day. So what we found out over the period of time that the cost of travel has to be increased, because in order to stay afloat, you need to be able to cover those costs. And so currently we are, we are getting a price structure that is actually able to help us cover all our expenses. And as I said, over the last 20-something years, we have not really realized a profit, but understanding the importance of our service, we continue to do it day after day. So currently, the share chart, as I mentioned, that we are offering would cost the passengers $250 a seat. Yes. Some might say it's a bit expensive, but of course, as I said, when you factor in the cost, we actually subsidizing it, because the true cost from the analysis that we have done would have been quite much more than that. But understanding, the economic situation that we are in, we know it's difficult for everyone. So we try to strike a balance in terms of making the price a little attractive, so that persons can utilize it.
I think, Dexter, we can safely start looking forward towards the new year. What's in the pipeline? Plans?
Well, just to put it this way, there's been a lot of clamor about bringing a bigger aircraft. A Twin Otter 19-seater. You may have heard about it in the news in recent time. We heard government even make mention of it. I have to tell you this. Essentially, over the last couple of years, the company has made every effort to bring. As a matter of fact, we have the Twin Otter on our fleet. The parent company in Vincent. We actually purchased the Twin Otter with the intention to have it on the route Grenada to Carrier Coon. Now, what you have to understand that it's a much bigger aircraft. I mean, one of those aircraft costs probably about $3.5 million US. So they are not cheap aircraft. They actually operate with two crew, and so the expense in maintaining those aircraft is much higher. So obviously, putting a bigger aircraft on the route would be much more expensive for passengers, as because it's going to be more expensive to operate. So yes, it's going to be all good and nice to have it. We have one, as I said, in our fleet. Right. We have engaged government quite a number of times to work with us to have it on stream. Unfortunately, I have to say this, Joseph, that has not bring any fruition. I actually heard recently that the government has other plans, to engage. I mean, it's rather unfortunate, because we have engaged them several times. We've made several proposals. We've had a roundtable discussion, and today we have not seen it come into fruition. So it's sad that, we're hearing different stories about other plans to bring in, another entity from wherever. That may be, but we are here still. As I said, we do have the aircraft. The whole intention of us using the aircraft is that what we found out that just doing the route Grenada to Carrier alone with a Twin Otter aircraft, it is not viable. And so the company's intent was to actually offer a service that can take persons to the Grenadines.
Right.
Grenada has been positioned to the south of, the other Caribbean islands. And so what we find that, a lot of tourists coming to the Grenadines will actually use Grenada as the hub where we can take them from Grenada to Union Island, to Canawan, to Beckway. And so we have an excellent opportunity to do that with the twin otter aircraft. In doing that, what it would mean, it is actually going to subsidize the cost for the local travel. So we can sell, let's say, 10 seats, 12 seats into Carriacou, and the other 8, 9 seats we can sell up the Grenadines. So that's actually going to, cover some of the costs. So take off some of the costs for the people of Carriacou and Grenada. But as I said, we've made several, submissions to government, and to date we have not had no official word from them. But I want to say this morning that we are still open for discussion. And we are ready to go. We have, been ECA approved. We are operating under ECA standards. So we have, have our maintenance on check, and everything about our operation is clear. So we are here to serve.
Indeed, and your safety record over the last 20 years has been impeccable. So there's no reason why anyone should question that. But it's unfortunate, as you've intimated, if you've had conversations with government, that here we are. I've always thought we would should always be a need to, you know what? The new broom may sweep cleaner, but the old one, as they say, it knows the corners, it knows the market. But I just continue to do what you do. But as you look beyond that, though, I'm almost certain that you are looking forward for the opportunities that exist for expanding services in the new year. Maybe, hopefully, Carnival with easing of restrictions. Maybe things are looking upwards.
It's looking good, but let me just say this. Over the last 20, 25 years or so, if you look across the region, you would have seen quite a number of airlines came into stream and they disappear. Now that tells you something, that sustaining an airline is not an easy thing. I mean, you hear about the region. As a matter of fact, at one point in time in the early 1999 thereabouts, there were like 4 or 5 airlines running to Carriacou at the same time. In those days. Okay. Today, there is only one. There's only one. Now, that must tell you something, that sustaining an airline on these routes is not an easy thing. And being there, as I said, we've been there since, 2000 and struggling, but we are keeping the service alive. One of the more critical things that I want to mention to this is that we cannot underscore the fact that we offer what we call a Medivac services. Now, somebody gets sick in Carriacou, during the day, we can get them to Grenada within 20 minutes. And so this is very, very critical for the people of Carriacou, especially considering the challenge that they have with medical services, that our Medivac is there to move patients with very short notice. Sometimes outside of our operating hours, our pilots will come out at night,
right,
just to make sure that we can move persons. And so we cannot underscore the importance of that service for Grenada and Carriacou.
And I'm not getting the sense that it is some privileged service that you offer to the elite. Is it open to any member of the public once it's a health emergency?
Absolutely. It's an open service, and we want persons to use the service. I mean, Carriacou has a lot to offer. Grenada have a lot to offer. So we want persons to be moving using these services back and forth. And as I said, we have a schedule that will allow you to spend a day if you so desire. If you want to spend a couple of days, we have a service that can take you there and take you back safely.
Technology is changing the way we do business, and I'm assuming you've embraced that on your end of the business structure as well, in terms of persons want to do their bookings and other sort of processes.
Of course, we have our website that's www.svga.com, so persons can actually book online. You can call us, so our local numbers in Grenada and Carriacou 444-3549, or in Carriacou you can call us on 443-8519, and you can book with us. We have WhatsApp contact 410-3549, so persons can actually send a WhatsApp message and we can get a booking for you done instantly and have you on your way winging to Carriacou. As I said, we've got a pretty good service, a reliable service. I have to tell you this, that we have a pilot by the name of Jason on JC. I think you must fly with us so that you can experience. Now, every passenger who walks off that airplane speaks highly of him, of the service and, the way he handled it. As a matter of fact, I think the guy can close his eyes and land the plane right now, So the guy, he's very experienced and he's, very good pilot, and the person's really enjoy. And as a fact, some person would say, "Is Jason flying today?" Because they have the kind of confidence that he's going to get them there.
Indeed. 20 minutes on to the hour. Dextor Lendore station, local station manager of SVGA. Dextor, we've touched on a whole lot of things before we wrap, though. Anything you probably just want to make mention of? That we of course,
as I said, we are back in business. We are flying. We have suspended the service for some time. We are now offering what we call shared charter service. Or if you need a private charter service, we can actually take you to Barbados, St. Lucia. We can take you across the region, Antigua, St. Martin, Trinidad. Wherever you want to go, we can take you there. You can just give us a call. We can schedule, to take you there at, affordable price, a competitive price. And of course, we have, handling agents in all those countries, so we can take care of you from, the beginning of your journey to the end of your journey.
Well, expand on that, because I didn't actually realize that. So your services are not just limited to taking passengers at the end of the day from Grenada to Carriacou. If the need be and they request it, then you can go beyond that.
Absolutely. So we offer charter service. So, the airplane sits on the ground for the whole day, basically after doing the schedule. So we got about 4-5 hours sitting there. So we can actually take passengers, and we have been doing it. So St. Martin, we take to Antigua, to Barbados for connections, for cargo. We can move human remains. We move people from medical cases to Trinidad and so forth. So we are providing a very useful service. So we don't want to underscore that at all. For medical reasons, we can move persons from different countries and so forth. We go to Trinidad and pick up passengers to bring them back to Grenada and things like that. So we are there. Just give us a call, and we can discuss timing, we can discuss prices. We make sure that we follow all the protocol in the different countries, the requirements and so forth. So we have all those information available to make sure that your trip or your whatever, your business is going to be like, to make sure that it takes place in good space.
And making a booking could be as simple as sending a WhatsApp message.
Absolutely. Or you can give us a call, or you can go online and do it yourself, and you're ready to go.
I think I prefer the WhatsApp option.
No, it's very easy because of the fact that you can have the direct communication back and forth.
Right.
So you ask about today, it's probably not available. You get a message, say, well, how about on Friday? So direct communication is very good.
And that's the beauty of small airlines as yourself. You cut away all of the red tape and the bureaucracy that most of the bigger airlines, because of the structure that they're forced to engage. For you, everything is personal, one-on-one.
Personalized. We actually personalize our service. So we know our customers, so we have that direct. As a matter of fact, what we find that customers call staff directly. So they call them at their home and do bookings. We have the technology that even at the home, staff is actually able to book a passenger, get them ready to travel. I mean, this is what I call a localized, customized, personalized service that we offer to customers.
And then JC would wake you up in New York and tell you, come on and do this interview.
That's not a problem anytime, JC.
While you were there, you probably want to shout at any friends, family that's probably chimed in Carriacou.
Oh yes, well I know all my staff, listening in, my family, they're all listening, all my friends, all our customers. It's got a pretty nice base of customers in Grenada. We do business with the Huggins, the Grand Lake, and I don't want to start calling in, but all the businesses that we work along with them. We have this kind of relation. The ministries they call us directly, individuals in those departments would call directly and speak to staff, because of the kind of relation that we have with them. And so, we're very happy about that we can establish this one-to-one relation and we can customize and personalize the service. And that's what I think as a small airline, that's what we need to do. So I believe we have a future here. We just need the support maybe from government to help us, get the service up and running and make sure that we have that connectivity between those islands.
And it would be remiss of us if we don't say good morning to the man I refer to as the mayor of Carriacou, Roald Patterson.
Oh yes, he's my very good friend, and But actually, Joseph, you probably should have said this. He actually got the title after I relinquished the title, so you probably should know that.
What he got?
He got the title after I relinquished the title. So
after you will
the title.
The morning, Roald. No, Roald is a good soul. He's a good soul. He's a good soul.
Definitely.
Anyway, Dextor, all the best, and I say congratulations in terms of the resumption of service for SVGA. Continue to do what you're doing as you continue. You end the new year and look forward with great expectations for the year 2022. You take care.
Well, we thank you very much, and to all your listeners, all the very best for the holidays, and Merry Christmas to one and all.
Thank you, Dextor Lendore, and he's the station manager for SVG Air locally. Well, folks, we take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll link up with the man. Yes, we're getting ready for traffic cam, Just School, Junior Checkley, and the gang, and the team is somewhere out there. We're going to link up with them in just a bit.
Sneezes spread diseases, so cover coughs and sneezes, please. Not with a rag or bandana. They trap germs. When you use the rag again, you put germs on your hands and everything else you touch. When you cough or sneeze, cover your mouth and nose with tissue. Throw the tissue in a bin and wash your hands afterwards. If you don't have a tissue, cough into your sleeve or elbow. Alcohol-based hand sanitizers are also effective in cleaning hands.
This the season, Grenada, and all the action is happening on GBN. It's a mid-morning show like no other, with shopping deals, giveaways, karaoke fun, Christmas recipes, and a whole lot more. This the season for caring, sharing, and reaching out to those in need. This the season. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on GBN Television, Classic Radio, and GBN's Facebook and YouTube pages. Promotion runs from November 8th to December 31st. Stay tuned to this station for more info.
Tis the Season is made possible by Ace Hardware, Kittens Healthcare, Grenada Tourism Authority, The Country Cold Store, Grenada Paper Products, and Sisson's Paints.
This is Island Life. Let us inspire you as we showcase our love for design, food,
This is a message from the Ministry of Health. If you or a family member suspect that you may have contracted COVID-19 and are displaying symptoms, please immediately self-isolate at home. This means that you must also avoid all contact with other members of your household. Do not visit hospitals or health centers, as this creates the potential for further spread of the virus, and it puts additional persons at risk when you come into contact with them. Your best course of action is to call the COVID-19 hotline at 458-4787 or 538-4787, or contact your nearest health center or medical station. Once your information has been received, health officials will come to you. Help prevent the spread of COVID-19. This has been a message from the Ministry of Health.
Friends on television, and we're going to link straight up with the man Junior Checkley and his team that is on the road. Good morning, Junior.
Good morning, Joseph.
You see you were somewhere up and about on what is a wet and rainy day, overcast day.
Yes, it is.
Where are we this morning?
This morning, at the moment, we are entering Harford Village.
Harford Village. So for the purpose, even before you go to Harford Village, tell folks exactly.
We are using a back road this morning, Joseph. We are going Harford Village, and we are busting out. We're going to bust out all the way in Munich this morning.
How do you get to Harford Village to start with?
You enter just opposite the Carlton Cocoa Station. You're coming from Grenville. Just before, on the corner before the Carlton Cocoa Station, you take a left turn.
Right.
And you drive up into Harford Village.
So that's if you by Carlton direction. You can also access if you down in the.
So it's a wet Monday, Joseph.
And you can also access if you down in the heart of Grenville as well. What can you tell me about
yes,
the
you
traffic?
Can access it if you're down in the heart of Grenville.
Tell me about the traffic. What are we seeing this morning?
Traffic this morning, just not much traffic on it. Usually on the outer parishes, there's not much traffic as we will see in St. George. So
True.
now there's not much traffic. It's just rain, overcast, and the road is wet.
And normally when I spoke,
now we are passing the junction to Mount St. Ovens.
When I spoke in Andre Charles' forecaster this morning, he did talk about possible floods, slides in areas. On your way up this morning, did you notice any of the anything of the sort?
Did I repeat?
I said normally when we have these heavy downpours, there's a tendency of floods and landslides and all of that. What was the road like?
I haven't seen any this morning.
And I guess I'm assuming the fact that it's raining.
No, I haven't seen any slides this morning. I haven't seen but it's not raining heavily, Joseph, so that's the reason why you're not seeing flooded or overflowing drains, because the rain is just a constant drizzle.
Okay.
It's not.
So you're into Harford Village, and what is your intended route?
I just entered how to call this place, boy. My intended route is to go all the way down to Mackey Junction.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's going to be relatively much quieter this morning because school's out.
Yeah.
So
school is out here.
So that's a reduced volume of traffic on the road either way, and it is raining just the same. But certainly, he said where you are, it's just a constant drizzle. What would the word of advice be? What would the word of advice be for motorists and pedestrians alike?
The word of advice for motorists is be cautious.
We seem to have lost Junior somewhere in between, but it is a rainy day. That much I can
driving on the road, avoid rushing. Also, you have to look out for, usually sometimes the puddles on the road, so giving somebody a time and be cautious.
Due care and attention, I always say looking for individuals that may not necessarily be doing the best that they can, to be cautious as to and being aware of what's happening around them. Okay, Junior, have yourself a great one and be safe on the road, comrade.
All right. Everyone, all the drivers, have yourself a safe day as well on the wet road. Exercise caution at all times.
You do the same. 6 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. It's the sound of Classic 105.5 and 105.9 on GBN television. Reminding you at the top of the hour, we joined the BBC for a bulletin of news. And again, reminding you, SVGA, good news, they've resumed, they announcing the resumption of their services to between Grenada and Carriacou, and certainly the chatting service that they offer across the region. Give them a call, check them out, and do what you have to do as you continue to move from point A to point B for whatever the reasons are. By the way of planning, at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock that is, then we join the BBC for a bulletin of news. I'll rejoin you on television at 9 o'clock for To The Point. Let's look at managing the stress as we get closer to the holiday season. The stress of the expectations of everything. How do you cope with that? And that conversation comes up at 9 o'clock. Until then, folks, for everybody else, that is Waverly Rose Charles. Rose Charles, we say good morning to you. Ian Ragmore, Ian Jones, wherever you are, Joan Chateau, Sylvina Charles, wherever you are, folks, reminding you, so wet, really wet day, overcast in other parts, and the forecaster did say that we probably should anticipate be cautious in flood-prone areas. If you do aware, depending on where you are, you want to take the necessary precautions in advance. Continue to do what you have to do, folks. Until then, so long, everybody. JC loves you. Have a great one.